If you prefer to write, mail your gift to WGBY 57, 44 Hampden Street, Springfield, Massachusetts, 01103. Thanks.
This has been the most wonderful thing that has ever happened to me as a teacher.
Learn how to communicate with people around the world while sitting at your computer.
They've stored many of the great works of literature in a computer. They have the writings of Shakespeare, H.G. Wells, Mark Twain, on and on.
How to conduct research in faraway places without leaving town. And how to find and get loads of useful stuff like free software and even true love. Next on the Internet Show, driver's education for the information superhighway.
Okay, some people describe the Internet as the prototype for the information superhighway, but I just don't get it. You know, this information superhighway stuff sounds like a lot of super hype to me.
Well, of course it is. But the Internet does represent a new form of communication, and this is the best part. You don't have to be a computer geek to take a spin on it.
Hey, watch it, John. Some of my best friends are geeks.
The Internet Show is made possible by support of the Compact Computer Corporation through the Compact Foundation, developing technology for developing minds, and by annual financial support from viewers like you.
Oh, John, watch that.
Oh.
You know, just because we're talking about the Internet and the data superhighway doesn't mean we've got to bore people with talk of on-ramps and off-ramps and all that stuff.
Of course not. Let's just say it's a way to connect to people all over the world. You can learn new things, you can have fun, you can use resources in faraway places.
John, hold the wheel.
Sorry. Are you ready?
Gosh, I guess so. I'm Gina Smith, and I'll be one of your Internet tour guides.
I'm John Levine. Together, Gina and I will be offering some driver's ed for the information superhighway. We'll be guiding, no, driving you non-geeks on the world's largest computer network, the Internet.
We'll be explaining to you how it works. We'll show you how some people are using it. But most importantly, we'll show how you can begin using it yourself. John, that's our exit.
We're headed for the Fondren Library on the campus of Rice University here in Houston.
This is really appropriate since the ability to reach university resources like this library here is one of the major reasons for the Internet. Academic institutions around the world are making their storehouses of information available on the net.
Students at Rice can easily reach the Internet through a campus-wide computer network. For example, they can search for books in this library without even leaving their dorm rooms. Furthermore, Rice has created a regional computer network that allows computers here on campus to reach the rest of the Internet and vice versa.
Now, maybe you've read or heard about the Internet, but you're still not exactly sure what it is. Well, if that's the case, don't worry. In no time at all, you'll be able to impress everyone with your amazing techno-savvy. The first thing you need to understand is what a computer network is. And that is simply a bunch of computers linked together so they can communicate and share information. The Internet, on the other hand, is a collection of computer networks on a local, regional, national, and even international level. Put simply, the Internet is just a network of networks.
Simple the Internet isn't, but using it can be rather easy. In some ways, it's a lot like your car. You don't have to know how every single part works in order to drive to some wonderful places. All you need to use the Internet are
a computer and a network connection. That connection could simply be a phone line and a modem like this one. A modem is just a device that lets your computer communicate over a phone line. Oh, and you'll also need an Internet account, but we'll explain more about that later.
Oh, and one other thing. There is no Internet corporation. No one owns the Internet. No one group controls or finances it. It's the result of a cooperative effort by a lot of organizations and people. At least, most of the time they cooperate.
Now, at some points, we might find ourselves lapsing into the jargon of the Internet. And if we do that, don't worry. We affectionately call it geek speak.
When we do, we'll sound the nerd alert.
And that's when we'll explain in plain English what we're talking about. For example, a nerd is someone whose life is focused on computers and technology. But a geek is someone whose life is focused on computers and technology and likes it that way.
We'll have plenty to explain. and plenty to talk about because the internet is full of neat stuff.
The variety on the internet is one of its most incredible aspects, and there are literally hundreds, if not thousands, of neat things you can do on it. For example, just say you have a trip planned to Paris and you want to know how to get around on the metro. That's the Paris subway system.
A man named Pierre David set up a way for you to connect with his computer in Paris, ask how to get from point A to point B on the metro, and get an answer. For example, here we have a map of Paris with the Eiffel Tower being here, Montmartre, where I want to go, over here. Click on this screen here. I'm coming from the Eiffel Tower, going to Montmartre, and it tells me it'll take 25 minutes. First I take line 6, then I take line 8. I'm all set for my trip. Talk about pre-planning. He also has subway maps for New York, London, and a lot of other major cities.
Another neat thing is keeping up with friends in faraway places. Just suppose you wanted to send a message to a friend in Hong Kong. Well, you can use electronic mail on the internet, and your friend can be reading your message on the computer a few minutes later.
You can check out all kinds of graphic images on the internet. For example, lots of people translate photographs into computer images that you can display on your machine. But I'm partial to some internet comic strips. Some people call them net tunes. Here's one of my favorites called Dr. Fun.
Now here's something seriously neat. It's called the Online Career Center. It has career information and a database of all kinds of jobs from all around the country.